Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live. Today is a beautiful day, and I'm excited to be here. I want to answer some questions. I want to talk about this wonderful world that is voiceover. This is a side hustle perfect for any person and any voice. That is the topic I have chosen today because I get the question all the time. How do I know it's right for me? Can my son do it? Can my daughter do it? Am I the right age? What if I hate my voice? What if it's too nasally? What if it's too squeaky? Or this or that? A lot of times we're unsure, right? We don't know if we're going to be the right fit for voiceover. And that's why I'm here today to reassure you that yes, there is a need for all kinds of voices. This is a side hustle that is an industry that needs voices for all kinds of projects. It could be commercials, it could be ads, it could be games, audiobooks, mobile apps. It's a very expansive industry. So it's not just one size fits all, one voice can do everything, because that's simply not the case. Otherwise, we'd be hearing Morgan Freeman everywhere, because he has a nice voice, but his voice is good for certain projects. And there's other markets and industries that are better suited for other voices. And I'll give you a great example when I think about this. Think about the beauty and makeup industry. The main demographic of beauty and makeup, right? Women are shopping for makeup and beauty products mostly. So the voices that are going to connect with that market are going to be female actresses. And so that market is better suited for female actresses. Another example that happened to me personally is I actually got contacted by a college that wanted my voice for an ad for a college buyback program. So it was the end of the semester, all of the kids were graduating, and they were running an ad that had me say, "Come and trade in your books and get an additional 30% off right here behind the campus cafeteria at MHCC." And the reason they wanted my voice is because I sound like a college kid. I relate to that voice and that demographic. So what I'm trying to say is that this is perfect for any person and any voice because there's so many different projects that need different style voices. And some people might think, well, what if I have an accent? What if I got a southern drawl? And that's good too, because anything that makes your voice unique or different is only going to make you even more marketable. I had a person say that they had a southern accent and if they would be an okay fit for this. And I gave them this example of barbecue ribs. Now, if a company or a restaurant wanted me to do their barbecue ribs commercial, I could do it and it'd probably be okay. I'd say something like, "Come on down and try our tasty new delicious barbecue ribs. Now only at Applebee's." But when that person with a southern drawl says it and says, "We got the smoky, hottest, best barbecue ribs, best in the South. Now at Applebee's," it gives it a whole new meaning. It gives power. It gives a different flavor to the voice. And that's what I'm talking about. Different accents and different styles give different voiceovers flavor and power and meaning. And we don't realize that when we're starting out. We think we have to sound like a certain person, or we think we have to sound a certain way. But that's just not the case. Your voice is unique and there is space for you in this industry. It's a huge industry, huge different types of applications and media and products that need voices just like yours. Now, I will say it is an art. Voiceover is an art, so you do have to spend some time crafting your voice and training it and learning the fundamentals of a good voiceover. That said, those are things that anybody can learn, the actual principles of reading a script, like enunciation, speed, pauses, style, flow. Those are things that anybody can learn, no matter what kind of voice you were born with. Now, this is a side hustle perfect for any age, male, female, young, old, whatever. I want to go ahead and answer some questions. So if you have questions, go ahead and pop them in to the comments down below. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as possible. We're at 400 likes. Thank you guys for all the love. I really do appreciate that. That lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content. So if you do enjoy the advice and my time here with you guys, go ahead and smash that like button. It definitely does help a lot. It lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. So let's go ahead and let's hop right into the questions. 174 people send our man some likes. Come on. Exactly. Best place for voice lessons. So there's different places that you can get some voice lessons. You can either find a voice coach. There are voice classes locally or online. I did speech classes in college. I do have a beginner's course. Link is in my bio, which has some important fundamentals for voiceover. You can practice out loud. There's information everywhere. So basically, choose one and stick to it. But the important thing is that you are taking action and you're practicing your voice. What do you need to start? So to start, you need your voice. You are going to need a USB microphone. It doesn't have to be fancy. I started off with no microphone, but my first one cost me about $50. And the laptop that you already have at home will get the job done. So you do need to understand and learn your audio program, so that's very important. But you don't need anything crazy over the top. You can invest in that. It does go a long way. It does help if you have, a booth, if you have sound panels, if you have a nicer mic. But like I said, I didn't even have a mic when I started. My first mic was only $50. And then I got a $130 mic and then a $250 mic. So great question. I love when you are on. Me too. I love to see you guys. And I do see you guys that have been kind of checking in with me. I appreciate you guys. Those of you who have been through some of my other lives, thank you for joining me again, time and time again. I definitely do appreciate you guys showing up. And great questions, by the way. But yeah, this is a side hustle called voiceover. In my opinion, it's the best side hustle to ever exist. For many reasons, it's fun. You can do it from anywhere with a Wi-Fi connection. Again, any person, any voice. There's so many industries. There's so many categories and genres that need voices just like yours. So it's flexible. Yes, sir. You're a great find. I'm excited about this content. Thank you, guys. Yes, it's an exciting world. Once you start kind of learning about it and kind of the different applications and voices that are needed, like cartoon voices, character voices, radio, commercials. And the funny thing is you are now going to notice voiceovers more frequently, because I was literally, what was I doing? I was watching something on YouTube and an ad popped up and I'm like, yep, a voiceover right there. And so same thing is going to happen with you guys. You're going to be watching YouTube or you're going to be watching Netflix and you're going to be, oh, I learned about that. That's a voiceover. They record that in a studio or in a booth. That person could have recorded from their home. A lot of big companies are now going to places like Fiverr and Upwork to get professional voiceovers, believe it or not. I've had some big companies work with me. And I know some friends who have also worked with some big companies off of websites online. So you don't have to go to a big fancy studio or work with a big fancy agency anymore. Those days are in the past, and with the age of the internet, you can reach a huge audience around the world globally and get paying jobs for your voice with a simple microphone and the laptop that you already have. Again, you do have to train your voice. That is fundamental. It's an art. It's an art. There is no just being perfect on day one. Nobody's going to be perfect on day one. But if you are excited about this and you want to learn about it and you have that dedication inside of you, then yes, you can make this a reality. Where do you find your gigs and voiceover work? What's beginner friendly? So I started up on Fiverr. Fiverr is one of my main sources of income and clients and traffic source. Other good websites are also Upwork and ACX. Again, through the years, I've made friends and I've also made contacts with other voiceover artists. And so I've been able to gather experiences and insight on other websites and which ones work and which ones don't. And that is why I recommend those websites, because they have the highest odds of you landing clients. Because there are some people I know who have signed up on certain websites and they get nothing. Just audition after audition, they get nothing. And that's why I don't want you guys to go to any of those websites and waste time. I want you guys to, be successful, because this is a big industry and there is a huge demand for this. However, that being said, do not make the mistake of just signing up right away, making an account on Fiverr and thinking that the work is just going to fall from the sky like magic into your lap, because it doesn't happen like that. It is not that easy. It took me about 2 to 3 weeks to find my first voiceover client. So it does take a little bit of time, and some people are a little quicker. There is a slightly bigger demand for female voices, so you do have a competitive edge if you are an aspiring female voice actress. However, it's an art. Like I said, like cooking or like dancing, you do have to put some time into understanding the fundamentals of what really does make a good voiceover. And again, these are things that I go over in my beginner's course. If you are interested in that, the link is in my bio. I highly recommend it. It is an excellent way for you to get started into this amazing world. And of course, if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them as best as I can to the best of my ability. I'm an open book. So let's see, next question here. How do you show your range? Do you do a sample reading? Great question. So one of the things that you do want to do is create a demo reel. The demo reel showcases your range. It showcases what you're good at, what your voice can do. And it's basically like the make or break between a company working with you and not. So you have to have a good demo reel. And to have a good demo reel, you have to have a good voice. So, well, not a good voice, but a well-trained voice is what I mean. So to show your range, you want to pick different scripts intentionally that showcase the different facets of your voice. That means don't just pick one style of script for your entire demo reel. Pick four or five or six different styles that are different sounding. Some are more energetic, maybe some are lower energetic, some are a little faster, some are a little slower. One could be a voicemail, one could be a radio ad, one could be a commercial, one could be a more documentary style. It depends. There are many, many different styles of voiceover that you can pick from. But that's the whole point. You have to pick different styles, and that's up to you what kind of styles you decide or you think are best for your kind of voice. So very important to keep that in mind. Do you have a stage name? Do you have to be part of an actor union? You don't have to be part of an actor union. I don't have a stage name, but I do have a username. It's Blueburn67. It's not exactly my stage name. It's just the username I picked when I was starting out. Again, I started in 2010. So when I started this, I didn't think much of it. I was just doing something for fun. You know, it's something I love to do. So I just picked a random username. But now if I were to make it all over again, I would put either my name in the title or voiceover. So Chris's voiceovers or voiceover master or something like that. Just because it makes it a little more obvious to people scrolling through the website that you do voiceovers. And putting your name is always professional. So just a little tip there. Can singing like ad jingles or cartoon character songs be added to the demo reel? Good question. So it depends on what customer demographic you are reaching to. If you want mostly cartoon projects and character projects, then make a reel with just cartoon voices. If you want more character, more dramatic, more video game style projects, then make a character reel, and that is different than the cartoon one. And then if you want more normal kind of ads, kind of trailers, commercials, then make a more commercial demo reel. So you don't need to just have a one size fits all demo reel, and you shouldn't have one that's a one size fits all. You should make different demos for different industries or even different languages. If you speak Spanish, then make a Spanish demo reel as well. If you do a certain accent, do an accent demo reel. That way you can kind of send customers the corresponding demo reel for them. So me personally, I have a cartoon demo reel and I have a commercial demo reel. Two totally different worlds, but it works very nicely with me because I get a lot of clients from both sides. Great question, by the way. And we are at 2,200 likes. Thank you guys for the love. I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying this information. Hello, do you remember me? I do remember a lot of you guys. I know there's a lot of you guys hopping in here from my previous lives. So thank you guys for hopping in from time to time. I do appreciate it. All of this perspective is from Fiverr and freelance. I appreciate that. This is from Fiverr and freelance sites only. That is correct. That's what I do. I am a freelancer, and I'm here to give people experience and kind of my advice on working on freelance websites. So if that's something that you want, if doing voiceovers from home as a freelancer is something that interests you, that is what my perspective is from. That is correct. I'm very glad you brought that up. Thank you, Astoria. Would you add a service to help us set up a Fiverr account in the future? So I do go over how to set up your Fiverr account in one of my educational programs that's on my website. So if you're curious, you can check that out. I do go step by step into how to set up a great looking profile on your website. What else do we have? What do you do if you get a cold and your voice isn't the same and you have a job to do? Great question. So that does happen from time to time. You know, we're only human. For me personally, there's a couple things you can do. One is obviously you can get some rest till you feel better. You know, it's always important to take care of your voice. Drink honey with tea. Stay hydrated, and communicate with your clients that you are going to need some more time. Most of the time, clients are understanding. It also, now here's the other thing. This is just me personally, and this is kind of, it depends from person to person. But for me, I know my voice really well. And if I'm not, depending on how sick you are, some projects I'll still be able to do. You know, give me a gallon of water, and I could still do a great job. And the customers, you know, are happy. They've been happy. And they've even told me that they couldn't even tell the difference from me being sick. So it depends on how sick you are, how you feel personally. If you just feel too sick, you got a cold, you just can't do it, take the rest, communicate with your customer, ask them for time extension, and you should be doing all right. So that's what I recommend there. Take some rest, get a time extension. What else do we have? What is the website? So the website that I've used is Fiverr. That's what I started off on, and I still use it to this day. And you can also use Upwork and ACX. Those are other great voiceover websites. But again, don't make the mistake of just signing up. It's not that easy. You don't just make an account and then it's, you know, magic. You do have to train your voice. You have to put some practice into learning the art. Again, I put everything you need to know to get started as a beginner in the course in my bio. So you need to learn which exercises you need to do to sound like a pro, how to warm up, understanding proper mic technique, how to record. These are important things that you need to know before signing up. So definitely make sure you learn that first. The mic I use is the Yeti Pro. I've used it for quite a while now. It's about $230. It's a USB XLR microphone. How do you start doing voiceovers? Is there a specific app? So again, Fiverr is what I've used, but remember the first step is your voice, training your voice, because at the end of the day, it does come down to voice talent, how you sound as the actor, your conviction, your ability to bring a script to life. These are all important things that you have to care about the art. You have to consider it. So don't just go straight to the website. Again, I gotta make that clear. I want you guys to be successful. What else? This is cool. Yes, it's definitely cool. I'd say it's cool is an understatement. This is awesome. What do you have to do after you record? Like edit it all? Okay, so the process is the customer sends you the script, and you basically you have to do a little bit of research, understand what the product is, maybe a little bit about the market. But basically, once you understand the script, okay, this is a car commercial, or this is a, chocolate bar commercial. This is aimed at this audience. Okay, you understand the script. You kind of know what kind of delivery you're going to do. So you record that script into your mic, into your software, and then you do have to edit it. So you're going to edit out any mistakes that you made. You're going to use a couple of tools in the software to make it sound clear and professional, and then you are going to export the file and then send the file over to the customer for approval, and they'll let you know if it sounds good or if they need any changes. So that's kind of the process there. What else do we have here? Stay hydrated. Exactly. Definitely have to stay hydrated. That is number one, because your voice depends on being hydrated. If it's dehydrated, dry, scratchy, coarse, not only are you damaging your voice and your vocal cords, it's just you're not going to sound your best. So definitely stay hydrated. The common cold messed up my voice. Slowly recovering. Yeah, the cold is rough. Trust me, we've been there. Throat coat. Yes, exactly. What top platforms do you recommend? So Fiverr, Upwork, and ACX. Remember, guys, train your voice first. Learn how to bring a script to life. Understand proper mic technique and how to use your audio software to get the best audio. This is first, before the website. What else? These are great questions, guys, and I really appreciate all this support here. Do you have to do anything? I'm super interested in voiceover. Definitely. And if you're in the right spot, if you are interested in it, if this is something that you're curious about, then you're definitely in the right spots. Backstage and Casting Call Club. Yes, I have done some research on those places. Voice Acting by Chance. Have you tried those websites out personally already? Because I have checked them out, but Backstage is more for. It does have some voiceover on there, but mostly it's like video acting, like actual like actors. So I don't usually recommend Backstage for that reason. But I would love to hear your experience or what you've heard about them, if you've heard anything about them. But that's kind of what I've heard from people who have used those websites. How to get started, Miss Pearls, thank you. So the first thing is you just have to practice the art a little bit, because voiceover is an art. So you have to start practicing out loud. If you hear an ad on Netflix, try repeating it out loud. If you have any scripts, read them out loud. If you have a book, read it out loud. You have to basically get used to hearing yourself and practicing your voice. Every little thing that you do trains your voice and makes you better and better. But there are targeted exercises that you need to practice to make you sound better. Then you need to learn mic technique and how to record in your audio software. So again, these are things that I teach in my beginner's course. I put together a step-by-step course for beginners, for people who want to learn how to get started. The link is in my bio, super affordable. We go over the mic you need, how to use it, how to build a booth at home, and also how to start recording and making clear, professional sounding audio. So I mentioned that because it's something that a lot of people find very useful, because they do want to get started in this. They do want to learn the art and how to make this side hustle a reality. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to answer questions, kind of help out. Again, guys, I'm an open book. Basically, ask me anything, and I will make sure I do my best to answer that. What else do we got? Any particular plugins you love to edit in your DAW? I'm not too big of a fan on plugins for audio editing. For me, I focus mostly on the booth. Make sure that the booth is great so that there's no, you're getting the best raw audio first. But for me, it comes down to EQ, compression, and noise gate. So from there, I get a pretty high quality file. Some people like to use Isotope. Isotope is very powerful. It takes away a lot of that very tiny background noise, but I've had a lot of good luck just using the native plugins that come with my program. And we're at 3,000 likes, guys, so that is amazing. Thank you for all the support and the love. Thank you guys for showing up here. I think we're having a good time. We got a lot of people in here tonight. It's a party. We got the party. Party is popping. What else do we have here? We do have, how hard is it to get lives as a beginner, or jobs as a beginner? Everything is a little bit tougher in the beginning. That's kind of normal, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. And I like it that way because it challenges you. It challenges you to become better, to kind of push yourself and learn that new skill really well. So it is a little bit tougher. I'm not sure exactly how else to describe it besides that. the amount of time it'll take you to learn the skill depends on each person. Some people learn faster than others. Some people are a little bit more dedicated than others. So it depends on each person. You know, how much do you put into it? Are you practicing every day? Are you like really energetic and like really enthusiastic about it? Like, you know, are you passionate about this? You know, it starts with the mentality, the mind, and what's inside. Like, you really want to do it. So I'd say, yeah, it just depends on person to person, but it is going to be a little harder in the beginning to learn everything than for someone who's been doing it a long time. What are voiceovers? So voiceovers is the side hustle that is perfect for any person and any voice. What a voiceover is when a company gives you a script and you, as the voice talent, you record the script, you bring that script to life, and that recording is used by the company in some sort of media, which could be an audiobook, it could be a commercial, it could be an ad, it could be a mobile app, it could be a voicemail, it could be an ad at the grocery store. For example, one of those that says something like, "Attention shoppers, bananas are now 5 for the price of 1. Thanks for shopping at Grocery Outlet." Grocery Outlet, bargain market. So something like that. These are all voiceovers. Like, voiceover is anything that uses the voice in a media project. So that would be a voiceover. Movie trailers, I think I mentioned that. There's so many TV shows. Like, anytime you're only hearing the voice, even if you see other actors, or dubbing, voice dubbing is also voiceover. So animated films, there's a new film called Strays. That's all voiceover. So again, anytime when you're recording on the mic. I just started your 7-day challenge. Ordered my mic. That is very cool, Christy. Yes, Christy is one of my students. She did join the beginner's course, and she's already got her mic on the way. I love this. She's taking action, and I encourage that, and I respect that very much, because the people that are rewarded are the ones that take action and stay dedicated. It's very simple. You know, I think that we are able to create our own success by staying determined. Let's see, what else? How long did it take you to get your first voiceover job? About 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. It takes longer because of my learning disability. That's okay. Like I said, everybody's different. There's no right or wrong. You know, learn at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, and I encourage that. You know, I'm one of those guys. When in college, there was a college exam, I had no shame staying till the last minute of class, because I was double checking my answers, I was triple checking my answers, and everybody was going home. They were turning in their exams and going home. I did not care. I'm taking my sweet time. I'm making sure I do the best I can on this test. And you know what? More power to you. It doesn't need to be, it's not a race. You're only competing with yourself. So I want to make sure that you feel comfortable going at the pace that's right for you, and that you're learning. And that's really what matters at the end of the day, is that you're learning and you're making progress. I work in sales. I get told weekly by customers I have the perfect voice for voiceover. Yes, and if you're getting compliments, if people are saying you have a nice voice or you should do voiceover, that's validation. You know, I think these people in most cases are being very genuine, and all that validation means something. I think that you should definitely consider looking into this. How do I get started? You are in the place. You are in the right place. That's cool. Is it hard to get started or chosen? Again, to get started, it does start with taking action. You do have to train your voice. It starts with the voice. You have to understand the fundamentals of a good voiceover, how to use proper speed and pauses and have good style, how to take words on a script or a piece of paper and give them life and give them meaning. So that is very important. Can you do another example of a voiceover? Yes, so here's an example. So this is Tom, and he's got to get to work, but he doesn't have a ride. We're Uber. We can get you there anytime, anywhere. Uber. Download us now on the Apple App Store or Google Play. So that would be like, you know, something you'd hear on Spotify or something like that. For Uber, right? The Uber app. So it could be as simple as that, just like kind of a guy next door kind of telling you about the app. engaging. Notice how I changed my voice. I was very engaging. It was very clear. Kind of had this cadence to it. So, what's the name of the mic? My mic is the Yeti Blue Pro. That's what I do. That's what I use myself. It is a very good microphone. I vouch for it. Again, I started off with no equipment. My first mic was $50. But honestly, if I could just do it again, I would have just got the Pro off the bat. I wouldn't have just, messed around with other mics. Just because if I had known it was gonna be like so successful and I was gonna be doing it for a while, I might as well should have invested from the get go. But the problem is, when you're hesitant, when you're unsure, when you're still learning, you invest little by little. You know what I'm talking about. But I would recommend at least spending around $100 on a mic. If you can't afford $100, nothing wrong with starting with something like 50, 60, 70, but I wouldn't recommend going anything lower than that. Some people ask me if you can record on your phone. That's fine for practicing, but not for client work. If you want to do this for clients, you gotta have a condenser mic, a dedicated condenser mic. That's gonna give you, the advantage that you need. That was good. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I've been doing this for a long time, so I kind of feel like I got a handle on this, more or less. You feel me? Where did you start getting your first job? So Fiverr is where I signed up on back in 2010, and it's been really great. I've been able to make a full-time living off of it as my main gig. I traveled the world for a year in 2018, which was pretty cool. It's changed my life. It's and there's a lot of people who have had a lot of success on there. I had a person comment on my live this week that they said that they made $1,000 in their first 2 weeks. So pretty incredible. And just amazing, the opportunities now with the internet. But again, I have to say this every time I mention Fiverr. Don't just go on there and make an account. It's not that easy. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually understand how to use your mic, how to record, and of course have proper vocal training. Your voice is important. But yeah, any person, any voice. This side hustle is perfect for any person, any voice, including yours. You don't have to have this special golden perfect voice. You don't have to have that, I'm a normal guy. I don't have a voice like Morgan Freeman, and I was still able to do it. And I've heard people sound, that you would think, I'm confident you would say that you think would sound worse than you, but they're getting jobs because they are actually dedicated. They're action takers. They're putting, they decided, they focused, and they made it happen. So my opinion, my belief is that dedication will beat talent every time. It's not the most talented person that wins, it's the most dedicated. So be that dedicated person. Don't be afraid to try something new, to learn a new skill. Thanks for real advice. You bet. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys. And I'm glad that you appreciate my words of wisdom. That's awesome. People tell me all the time I should do voice work. And you should. You should. TikTok has brought you here for a reason. So I'm very happy for that. Definitely very happy for that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. It's kind of a chill Tuesday. I went to the movies today. I've been going to the movies every week. What movie do you guys want to see? Anybody got any movie they're looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the Mario Bros. Movie. Super Mario! Woohoo! But I don't like Chris Pratt's voice. Now, the Mario movie, that is a good example of a voiceover because they're all animated characters. So, that would be a voiceover. And great questions, guys. Keep them coming. I do appreciate all the questions that you guys are sending me. Keep the questions coming, Rooney. here. Hold on a second. There we go. That was adorable. You thought my Mario voice was adorable? That's pretty funny. I'm glad that you liked it. Thank you, Tickety. What else? What movie did you watch? I watched Cocaine Bear. It was all right. It was all right. It was based on real events. It's basically this bear that goes crazy and starts eating people because he gets under the influence of cocaine. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It was all right. It was all right. It had some good visual effects. It's entertaining. I'll say that. What movie that last week I saw A Man Named Otto, which I think was really good with Tom Hanks. I like that one a lot. Very touching movie. It's about this grumpy man. Very grumpy man, hates everything, but his neighbors kind of like show him reasons to, I guess, be nice and to stick around. It's very good. It's very good. But yeah, let me know what movies you guys are going to watch or are interested. Well, yes, I'm looking forward to Mario as well. I'm worried about investing time and effort and then AI take over. I'm not worried about AI at all. I've dabbled a lot in AI myself, AI voices, and they're impressive. They sound great, but I've been trying to find something that can replace me. I've searched, I've tried because I thought it'd be cool. I'm very interested. I even cloned my voice. And again, AI is not a human. It doesn't understand what the script is or which words to emphasize or which words we want them to emphasize. AI has no idea about that. AI can make a real enough sounding voice. So AI might talk like this. It sounds like my voice, but it doesn't really have any life. Even though it sounds like me, it just talks at one speed and doesn't really do much else. It doesn't emphasize any words and it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't have any life. It doesn't have, like, the cadence, the pauses, the speed variations, the inflections. Kind of how I'm talking to you now. Sometimes I talk a little softer, and then other times I'm more excited, and sometimes I'm just in between. So that's the thing about human voices, is they're just so complicated. And they have so much just in the human voice itself that it's really hard to replicate. So I'm not worried about AI at all. I am not worried about. I haven't heard anything even close to replacing a human as far as actual life in the voice. So that's my take on artificial intelligence. Can't wait to start learning a lot and live my dream of doing voiceover work. Yes, definitely, you're in the right place for that. Again, guys, for those of you who are ready to get started, to take the next step, I have a beginner's course. It's in my bio. It's super affordable, like super affordable, like the price of a large pizza. And you do learn these exercises that are important to train your voice. You learn mic technique, how to build a booth at home. There's practice assignments. I even made scripts for you guys to use. That way you don't have to hunt around the internet. I have the scripts there ready to go. You're on your feet, you're on your way as quickly as possible. I liked it. How much do you have to pay in taxes? So that depends every year. Fiverr gives you a W-2, and you would take that to a tax specialist, and they would be able to take care of those details for you. Where do we find voiceover jobs? So that is going to be, again, Fiverr, Upwork, ACX. People Per Hour is another good one. There's different websites, but again, you gotta have a good demo reel, and to have a good reel, you gotta have a good and trained voice. Very important. Someday AI will, but I think it is a long way off. I mean, who knows? I don't think anybody can predict the future for sure. I mean, anything is possible, but I definitely do believe if that does happen, we're definitely very far from it. Yeah. Just nothing that I've seen and I've searched has really impressed me that much. I'm an auctioneer and find voiceover work rather intriguing. Again, yes, if you have a job that uses your voice, you're speaking to people, to crowds, you're using microphones, you already have some of the fundamentals that you need for voiceover work. So you probably know a little bit about mic technique. You probably already know about projecting your voice since you're speaking to a crowd. Enunciation, speaking clearly, you already have some of these fundamentals. That said, no matter what stage you're at or what you've done, it's still important to train your voice because it's the most important part of voiceover. And again, the fundamentals are speed, pauses, enunciation, flow, style, and these are important. So if you want to learn some of the exercises to get you started, I put that in my beginner's course for anybody interested, so definitely check that out. Can you do it in other languages? Yes, you can do it in any language. Voiceover is a media that's needed all over the world, not just one country. I get voiceovers in Spanish sometimes. I had a friend, she teaches Portuguese. She's my Portuguese tutor. And I told her that I do voiceovers. And she got excited about it, so I helped her out. I gave her some advice. And she got jobs. She actually did it. She surprised me, but she actually did it. Started recording voiceovers from home, and she's gotten projects, and she's doing well. So very proud of her there. But that just goes to show that different languages and different countries need different voiceover artists. So yes, this industry is very expansive. I'm telling you. Do you show how to find these jobs? I do in the more advanced course. The beginner's one is, again, it's made to teach you the fundamentals of starting out. That I don't want to overwhelm you guys, with all of the super advanced stuff, but the beginner's one is going to give you the information you need right away to start recording. If you graduate from that, I do have the advanced program, which teaches you more about setting up your profile online and negotiating with customers and actually securing these jobs. So yes, those are two things that I offer. Again, link is in my bio, or just go to my website, voiceoverfreedom.com. They're programs that I put a lot of effort into creating myself, and I'm very confident you will find a lot of value in it. What else do we have? To use other platforms besides Fiverr? I have through the years, and I've also have friends who use other platforms. Upwork is a good one. I recommend that one because I have a friend who's very successful on it. He got a $400 commercial for Airbnb, and that's pretty good. That's no small change. But it just depends on the website. I also work with customers directly one-on-one. So how do you build a portfolio to apply with and let people hear your voice? So you want to, again, train your voice. Once you're confident in your voice and you know how to use your audio software, you can start to get about 4 to 6 different scripts. And you're going to use these scripts to record your voice in different styles. And again, I show you this that's in the more advanced program. But I show you how to record with different styles in the first beginner program. And you're going to use these scripts to showcase what your voice sounds like and what you're capable of. But don't be nervous. The beautiful thing about voiceover is you can literally record as many times as you like and nobody's there. You can make as many mistakes as you want and nobody's there. I love that. Like, if you record it once and you messed up, it's all good. Just record it again and again and again until you're happy. That's the beauty of it. So anybody can do this. Just put in the practice. And I'll admit, I have no shame in admitting when I was starting out, I would repeat things 10, 15, 20 times if I needed to. I was just dedicated and a little bit of a perfectionist, but this is one of those industries that you can make mistakes as you learn. You can, it's supposed to be fun. Have fun and make mistakes and learn. And one of those takes is going to be magic. So believe in yourself. How do I start? I sound like Patrick from SpongeBob. Again, you'll want to make a character demo. So if you're more into the character type of voices, you'll want to make a character reel. What equipment would someone just start? So you will need a laptop and you will need a USB microphone at the minimum. Some people want to go a little more fancy and get an XLR mic. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But at the minimum, a USB mic and a laptop, and of course, train your voice. So that's what you'll need to start out. What's the most you've made in a year? I don't even know. I don't really look at my finances like that. I'm not one of those people that kind of obsesses. I know what my month to month is, but I've always been good. Like, I don't need to, I've never really looked at my account like that. I know that every month I'm making at least 3 to 5K. And on the really good month, I've made 8K. So it can be anywhere from, in that range. And that's good enough for me. I've never really actually had to, you can kind of do the math, but I know people who make more. Some people make 10K a month, which is over 6 figures a year. Some people make a lot more. A lady yesterday left in my TikTok comments that she knows an artist who was booking voiceover work for their business, making 250K a year. So there's definitely potential in this industry. That's my whole point. Again, the money's there, and it just depends on if you want to just. Okay, I'm back. The money's there. It just depends on if you want to keep this as a side hustle or if you want to grow it. So if you already have a job and you want to do something fun, something different on the side, you can do a side hustle. Or if you want to leave your job and you want something new, you can start it as a side hustle and then grow it from there, which is what I did. I was already working. I was going to college, and I just started it as something on the side and just grew it with time. What website do you use? So mostly Fiverr, Upwork, and ACX are good ones, but mostly Fiverr is what I use. But don't just make an account without knowing how to train your voice and make a proper demo first. You need to learn those things first. 1099 or W2? So you get a W2. Website, Fiverr, Upwork, ACX. And we're at 5,000 likes. Dance with me. Groove with me. We're dancing. Oh, yeah. Party up here. Party up in here. Party up in here. Party up in here. Dance with me. Groove with me. Very cool, guys. I appreciate the questions and all the support and the love. I definitely think that this has been a very interesting live. I always learn something new. I usually get something, a question that I've never got asked before every live. The most common question I get is, what website is it? I get that every TikTok video and every live. But sometimes I'll get something different. So I like when I get asked something totally different question. But you guys are free to ask whatever you want, even if it's not voiceover related directly. We're just hanging out, guys. We're learning. We're having fun. It's relaxed. It's just me. I'm here to chill. I'm a normal guy. So, feel free to ask what you want. My Fiverr name is Blueburn67. If you type in cartoon voiceovers on Fiverr, I'm usually on the first page, so just scroll down a bit, you'll see my face. Thanks. Good to know what other successful voiceover artists are doing, where they're at. This is what I do full-time as well. Oh, very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. And what website do you use? Sundahimo? Oh, it's very cool. Thank you for reaching out. I love when I come in contact with other voiceover people. Because it's like when you love something, you want to find people that love that same passion like you, and it's like you have this in common. You can talk about your experiences. So that's very cool. So I'm really glad that you did reach out to me. Me and Christina share the same accounts. You inspired me to sign up for a voice acting workshop with my son. Awesome. I'm very glad that I inspired you. Make sure to sign up for my workshops. I want to see you in my class. I actually am thinking about doing some classes in the future, some live classes, like a Zoom call or something. So stay tuned for that, because that is going to be fun. But thank you for sharing that. How do you train your voice and get the jobs? Again, there's so many different ways to train your voice, but what I did was just a lot of emulation, a lot of listening and rehearsing and listening to and reflection and practice. So I would listen to real ads, I would listen to real voice actors, and I would hear them and try to emulate their style. So by kind of emulating and getting inspired by the greats, you know, you shoot for the moon, you land in the stars. So that's how I learned. I was looking at who was already successful doing this, who has a great voice, and I would do my darndest to kind of let that inspire me. But it does come down to practice, doing the right and proper exercises. And there's a lot. There's so many different exercises. Again, I have some of those in my beginner's course. You guys heard me say it. Links in my bio. I mostly get booked through my agents at Vox. Otherwise, it's Actors Access, Casting Network, etc. Well, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, there's so many different voice over websites. So I'm very glad that you hopped on this live. What is this here? Please offer Zoom classes. Yes, so I am thinking about doing that in the near future. Stay tuned. Yes, something that I've been thinking about very frequently. So you'll hear about it. I'll probably post it on my TikTok. I'll probably talk about it on live. I want to make sure it's affordable, though. It's an affordable class. But I don't want to make it too cheap, because I want to make sure that I only get like a small group of students, you know what I mean? So I can give everybody the attention they need. But it's going to be great. It's going to be very, very value packed. I want to make sure that everybody gets the attention, the personal attention they need, because personal attention, personal coaching can help so much, right? Because they're able to see what you can't. You know, someone who's been there already can see what we can't see. What is the hardest thing about this career? I think it's probably that I'd say probably two things. You never stop learning when it comes to voiceover. And I think I have to start off with that. You never stop learning. So I'm still practicing how to sound better and better myself and how to improve my voice. That's one thing. But the hardest thing, I think, is just putting in the time. Putting in the time. Again, dedication is the biggest determining factor of success. And I think a lot of people give up too soon. A lot of people are too hesitant. They don't believe in themselves and they don't put in the time. I think that's the hardest part, is believing in yourself and putting in the time, taking action, taking that next step. That's probably what I would say. Do you have a booth or closet setup? So it depends. If I'm traveling, I'll either record in my bedroom and I'll use the blankets, or I'll put pillows or something to kind of make sure it's treated and that my noise level is very low. But typically I will record in a closet booth with sound panels and an acoustic panel. I posted a video of that on my TikTok profile, so you can check that out if you want to see what one of my booths look like. But it just depends where I'm at. So a little bit of everything. What about you, Sunadehimi? Do you have a booth set up? Do you do a closet booth, bedroom, or a studio? I don't know. What do you, where do you like to record? Awesome. Isn't the market for voiceover artists kind of saturated? I might get to that question, but I just wanted to say that we are at 5,000 likes for this live stream. Come on, dance with me. Groove with me. We're dancing. We're dancing. Oh yeah, happy moment. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. All right, little celebratory dance is over. Let's see what else you guys have. Oh, yeah, is it kind of saturated? I will say that there is a lot more people signing up for voice work today than there was when I started back in 2010. But I wouldn't worry about that. Just because there's a lot of people signed up doesn't mean they're actually any good, or that they know what they're doing, or that they train their voice at all. So you can stand out from the competition if you do the things that I'm teaching you here. If you're kind of taking my advice, training your voice, learning good mic technique, learning how to edit your audio properly so it sounds really, really good, making sure that your profile looks professional, that you have good pictures, that you have a good and clear offer in your description. These are important things that will help you stand out in a market of voiceover talent. So that's what I would recommend. And again, it's the hardest part is in the beginning. Once you actually get started, get the ball rolling, you start to build a reputation, you start to get reviews, people start to trust you, and they keep coming back, and you'll start to get repeat business. You'll start to get that one customer who orders from you every time, every month. Get 5 of those, 6 of those, 8 of those, 10 of those, 10 repeat people that trust you coming every month. That's recurring revenue for you. I have a closet set up with the padding and stuff, noise shield, pop filter. Very cool. I love it. I love it. Very cool stuff. And I'm really happy that you hopped on, Suna Demi. I hope I'm saying your username right. But I am very happy that you did hop on here. Are you using any AI to help with your audio? Ooh, very interesting question. I think I'm going to give you the interesting question award of the live. So congratulations on that. You get a little sound effect. And you get the interesting question award. I'm going to start doing those every live just to keep it interesting. But yeah, am I using AI to help with your audio? You know, it's a big AI, the whole AI boom nowadays, but no, I'm not using any artificial intelligence for my audio or to help assist me with anything in my editing or recording process. I will say, however, not too long ago, Fiverr introduced an AI to clone your voice. So the purpose was that if a customer wanted to get an idea of what your voice would sound like in their project, they could type in any sort of phrase and kind of hear it in your voice. But I think the whole thing kind of didn't work out very well. Again, this is kind of what I mentioned about AI not sounding that great. I cloned my voice and I had to record, I don't even remember, like an hour's worth of audio of me just straight talking, just so that the computer had enough of what I sound like. And I cloned my voice so I could type in anything. I could type in, I like to eat muffins with blueberries, you know, and it would say it in my voice. I like to eat muffins with blueberries. But that's the thing. It can't do anything beyond that. It's just like a lifeless voice. It doesn't have pauses or, you know, any sort of texture or cadences. So, guys, keep the questions coming. Hold that thought. I'm going to grab some water. Don't anybody go anywhere. Keep the questions rolling. All right, I'm back. And you guys stuck around. Very cool. And matter of fact, we actually got more people, so that is awesome. Now I'm going to take a sip. Water is a voiceover artist's best friend. Cheers. Much better. Water is important because when you're dehydrated, your mouth will produce more saliva. And when you have a lot of saliva in your mouth gets really sticky. You know those hot days, those really hot days when you haven't drunk any water all day and all you have is like all this saliva in your mouth and your throat's scratchy and dry? That's what I'm talking about. It's just not a good feeling. Your mouth starts to make a lot of noise, a lot of clicks, and just mouth noise. But it's especially important to stay hydrated and to protect your voice. Keeps your vocal cords lubricated. So, very important. All right. I think I lost like 10 people just by sipping some water, but I had to. I had to. I was thirsty. Let's hop right into the questions again. Looks like we are at, what recording program do you use or do you recommend for beginners? Great question. So the program that I used as a beginner was Audacity. It's completely free and it's available for both Mac and PC. So Audacity. You can also use GarageBand if you're a Mac user. So very good programs there. Do you have to copyright your voice to protect your work? You do not. You do not have to do that. Matter of fact, you are going to be oftentimes selling the rights to your voice for usage. If a company wants to use your voice on a commercial, on a national commercial, you would sell them the broadcast and commercial rights, which is extra money for you, but no additional work on your part. You don't have to do any extra work. You just sell them the licenses, which is kind of nice if you think about it, but very commonplace in the industry. How many hours a week or a day does it take? Depends on everybody. When I was starting out, it definitely took me a lot longer. I was doing it for maybe hours in the beginning, just because I was kind of a perfectionist. I was recording a lot, and I was just redoing it. But nowadays, I'm super speedy. It takes me a couple minutes, and I'm done. I'm a couple minutes editing. I have a closet. Yes, Sunade. Okay, Sunade. What advice do you give someone who's just beginning? I say, have fun with it. This is supposed to be fun. Never forget about that. And stick with it. Stick with it. Have fun with it. And just be hungry to learn more. Keep learning. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Start recording. Kind of learn. Basically, just learn as you go. Don't be afraid. Don't be hesitant. What's your ultimate dream job with voiceover? I would have to say a dream job would probably be voicing a blockbuster animated film, like something for DreamWorks or Pixar or Disney. That would be pretty cool. Or voicing an animated character for a Netflix series. That would be cool too. But blockbuster movie is number one, because I've never done that. I've done like some indie films, but I've never done like a major blockbuster film. So dubbing something like that would be cool, or like a Netflix series or something like that would be really cool too. Thank you for sharing your experience and expertise. My pleasure. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. When is the slow season? That's a good question. That depends for everybody, but there definitely is a slow season. When is a slow season? That's a good question. It depends. It really does depend. I don't even remember the month, but some months are a little slower than others, and I just don't know why. But it always picks back up. Green apples help a lot with that. Yes, green apples are magical. What recording audio program do you use? Oh, yeah, I mentioned that already. Do you drink or smoke? I don't smoke. I do drink socially. But again, very socially. I don't really drink much on my own. Drink coconut water more. It's better since you're talking so much. I like that. Coconut water is excellent for staying hydrated. I love coconut water, especially from the actual coconut. So I'm so sorry, but it lagged out for me. Could you say it again? I don't remember the question. Go ahead and ask it and I'll answer it. Is the bulk of your work doing animation, TV, industrial, commercial? The bulk for me is probably commercial, explainer, Maybe a little bit of training videos. It's mostly ad related work, like advertisements is the bulk, I would say. That's probably most of what I get. Where do I start? Wife thinks I have a radio voice. You start right here. You're in the right place. And if you are, and I'll tie this into the next question, which is, do you recommend formal voice training? I do, and I have a beginner's course, which is perfect for those of you guys who want to learn how to start, who want to take that next step. It's a step-by-step video course that I put together that shows you what mic to use, how to use it, good mic technique, the booth, like how to set up a booth at home no matter what kind of budget you're working with, the right exercises you need to know to go from beginner to sounding like a pro, and how to record voiceovers and make them sound professional. That's all in the beginner's course. Links in my bio. Super affordable, literally the cost of a large pizza. So super affordable, literally the cost of a large pizza. So very cool stuff there. I've been looking for a flex job and you showed up on my For You page. I'm so happy to connect, and I'm happy to have you here. And I apologize if the connection's going in and out. I think it's also on my part too. So the connection's kind of a little shaky, but yes, DreamWorks, that's mine too. Yeah, I mean, I love cartoon projects. They're some of my favorites. And I just think being able to sit in a movie theater and know that you're one of the characters on the screen, I mean, that's just crazy. I love going to the movies and just the feeling, being immersed in the surround sound, that giant screen, the seats, the popcorn. It's just... So that's why I think it would be really cool. And also the people, the other actors. Hold on, it's a little unstable. And we're back. As I was saying, and also working with other actors on something like a blockbuster film, like that would be really cool. Imagine having Mike Myers or Eddie Murphy or Kevin Hart or Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and collaborating in a voice project. Because they've done some voice acting for Disney and some animated films. So, you know, anything is possible. I think that'd be pretty cool. It was the recording program. Oh, yeah. Beginner's program, Audacity. Look at Audacity for PC or Mac. Audacity is free. Hello. When will you offer the course you mentioned? So the beginner's course is already available. It's in the link in my bio. Check that out. I am thinking about offering some classes, some live classes in the future. I'm not sure when that's going to be ready. Again, there's a lot of preparation that goes into actually putting a course together or putting a class together. So when it's ready, I'll let you guys know. But I definitely have been thinking about it, and I do want to make that a reality because there's a lot of people that would like to learn this. So I just want to help in any way that I can. Last bit of water. Here we go. Oh, we're at 6,000 likes. That is very cool. You know how we do up in here. We celebrate. Dance with me. Groove with me. Come on. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Okay, very cool. I'm going to take another sip now. Needed that. Yep. What else, guys? I think we should be wrapping up here pretty soon. So if you have any last questions, go ahead and let me know. Do you have to be trained? Is this something anyone can do? So this is something anybody, any person, any voice can do. But you do have to train. You do have to practice because it is an art. Voiceover is an art, just like cooking and just like dancing. Nobody's perfect on day one, but that's okay. This is supposed to be fun. It's something that you can learn. You do have to learn the right exercises that bring life to your voice, that bring life to the script, proper mic technique, how to build a booth at home, and recording as well. And these are things that are in my beginner program. That's in the link in my bio. But yes, training is important. Any tips getting started on Fiverr? You got to have a good demo reel. And it's very important to please the Fiverr algorithm, because Fiverr's a business. Fiverr wants to make money. So if you make money, they make money. But you have to have a well-performing gig and profile for them to want to send traffic to you. Because if you sign up and you're not getting orders, they're not going to send traffic to you anymore. And they're going to send it to a profile that is getting traffic. So take my advice so that you can be that profile that gets the traffic. And that's, have a good demo reel, train your voice, make sure your audio sounds clear and professional. Thank you. I'm a trained voiceover, but I have started to look for more freelancing jobs. Yes, freelancing, in my opinion, is the way to go. I wouldn't have it any other way. You're in control of all of your jobs. You're in control of basically everything. So it is pretty cool. It's full flexibility. When you are the freelancer, you get to choose, what jobs you want to work with and which ones you don't want to work with. How you choose to spend your time, your deadlines, your pricing. That's all up to you. And I love that flexibility. Being in charge of your own business is a very beautiful thing. Again, guys, you can start this as a side hustle and you can grow it into a full-time thing, or you can keep it a side hustle. But yeah, voiceovers is a perfect side hustle for any person and any voice. For all those reasons I mentioned, there's no right age or perfect type of voice that you need to have. It's just a little bit of training and a bit of investing in yourself and learning the art and having a love for this art. And again, no one's got to be perfect on day one. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn with time, but you got to take that first step. You got to choose to dedicate yourself to this. Hey, thanks for your perspective and good journey to you. Thank you, and you too, and thank you for being on this live. You've been very, very nice, so I do appreciate that. Advertising on Fiverr is only for verified profiles. I'm trying to develop a strategy for traffic. Yes, that's true. There is an option to advertise on there. That's true, but you do have to have so much sales. Again, they're gonna send you traffic. You just have to make sure that your profile stands out from your competition and look at what the other profiles look like. Compare yours to them and kind of take inspiration from other profiles. That's how I did it. What kind of equipment does one need to start? So the good thing is you just need a USB mic and your laptop. Nothing fancy. If you can get fancy, that's cool, but you don't have to, break the bank or anything. The first mic I bought was a $50 USB mic, and now I use a $230 USB XLR mic. But to keep it simple, your mic and a laptop, and you'll want to make a booth at home. Again, this is stuff that I teach in my beginner's course. Link is in my bio. It's a video course that teaches you how to do these things so that you can get started. But it is very important that you set up a good booth at home as well. A good booth, train your voice, and learn how to record the right way. Very important. It's not just as easy as clicking record. It's not that easy. There's a little bit more that goes into it. There's editing. There is manipulating the voice and the frequencies in the sound to sound even more crisp. So it goes a little deeper than just hitting record. I've always wanted to do voice acting for anime, video games. Where can I start? That's very cool. That is very cool. I love that. Those are some of my favorite industries. You're going to want to focus on creating a cartoon or a character demo reel. So discover what voices you like to do, what voices you think you're really good at, and either create or find scripts in this industry, in that genre, and create that demo reel, and then create a profile that is centered around that. If you sign up on Upwork, you'll have to search for those kinds of jobs, but on Fiverr, you can create an actual cartoon or anime kind of profile or gig and use that cartoon and anime demo reel to put on that profile. So depending on which website you use, there's different strategies to be used. So yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of different strategies. That's such a cool niche. Yes, it really is. It really is. And I charge more for cartoon voices, so you can actually make some good money for cartoon or character voices. Keep that in mind. I house sit a lot. Any advice for portable booth that isn't blankets and pillows? Um, Portable booth. Yes, use moving blankets. Moving blankets are going to be a step up and more professional than just like blankets and pillows. Um, Moving, you can get moving blankets from the hardware store, and I'm talking about the moving blankets that they use like in U-Hauls to wrap the furniture and stuff. They're thick, and they work really well. So a lot of actual voice artists use them in their booths, and you can just fold them up when you're done and take them traveling with you. So moving blankets is going to be great because I mean, you can use foam panels and acoustic panel, but that's just not portable. That's not portable. So moving blankets would be the next best thing for portability. Yep, you can probably even take maybe two moving blankets, and just hang them up. You'll have to find a way to hang them up. That's the only thing, but there's different ways to make that work. You can use AI to make a short cartoon. You can do that nowadays. What else? How long before you have income? That depends on everybody. Some people get their first job in a week. Some take 3 weeks. Depends on the voice. Depends on how good your demo sounds. Depends on a lot of factors. But make sure you trained your voice. Make sure you did a good job with your demo. Your profile looks great. Before you'll know it, you'll get a message, someone reaching out to you, and you go from there. You have to go above and beyond, especially in the beginning, because you need those reviews. Your first reviews are going to help a lot. My boyfriend has talent for this, but doesn't know how to get into it. I hope your program will encourage him to. Yeah, definitely. Show him my TikTok. Show him my website, voiceoverfreedom.com. It has my story on there on how I started and how it's helped me, and also has the beginner's course and the advanced course that I offer, so he can look at that as well. And for those of you who aren't quite ready to kind of like take that next step or get into any courses, you can start with my YouTube channel. Me and my sister talk about important topics on my YouTube channel. Just search for VoiceOver Freedom, and you can get some very useful insight into the voiceover industry. So, got information everywhere. Got it on YouTube, got it on TikTok, got it on my website. Gotcha. Thanks for the advice. Any bad old you would recommend for voice work? Bad old? Any bad old? Was that a typo? I think you might have made a typo there. Do clients want to see pics of your face? Clients don't want to see a pic of your face directly, but you will need to put pics on your profile. Well, I guess you don't need to. It definitely helps, but you'll want to. I would recommend having pictures of yourself, like professional pictures on your profile, because people feel more trust when they see you, the person they're working with. It's a part of that, face-to-face connection. So it's only going to help you if you have a pic of yourself. But if you don't, it's possible. It's possible. It's doable, but I might be just a little bit more tough. But it's definitely doable. I've seen people do it. What did you do when feeling discouraged when starting out? The thing about me is I had a lot of things going on. So I was going to college. I was working, and those things were keeping my mind very engaged. So I didn't really have time to feel discouraged. I looked at Fiverr, I looked at voiceover work as I'm just having fun. Any money I get from this, that's just a plus, because I'm doing something I love. I'm already working, I already have a job, and that's how I saw it. Don't look at it as life or death. Look at it as, hey, look, I'm learning a new skill. I'm learning a lot of things about business. I'm learning about marketing. I'm training my voice. I'm becoming a better speaker. I'm speaking with more confidence. So you're gaining skills. It's a win-win either way. No matter what happens, you're learning, and learning is always a positive thing. So I saw it that way. Just look at it as fun, and before you knew it, my business started to grow, and then I started to see the potential in it. But I was never stressed about it or discouraged because I just saw it as fun. If you see it as fun and start it that way and grow it that way, then you will have fun, and you're gonna enjoy what you do more. And when you enjoy what you do more, you want to spend more time doing it, and that's the key. Spend more time doing it, get better at doing it, get better results. It's this really positive cycle. So see it as fun. Have fun doing it. Have fun with it. Try not to see it too seriously. Do you have to use your legal name for the profile, or can you use a stage name? Good question. So for your profile, you don't have to use your legal name. When you sign up, you will have to put in your legal information. But in your profile, your profile does not have to have your legal name. So mine doesn't. It's not a stage name either. It's just my username that I came up with when I was much younger. I was in high school when I came up with that username. So yeah, you can do that, but you can be like the bearded. No, you could be the bearded golden voice, or you can be like golden pipes, or amazing voice, amazing chords, amazing vocal cords. I don't know. You can have a stage name basically. It doesn't have to be an actual legal name on any website, as far as I know. But especially Fiverr and Upwork, you do have some leniency on that. I think some websites you do have to put your actual legal name, like Voices or Voices123. So keep that in mind. Don't be desperate. Yeah, don't be desperate. Don't see it too seriously. Just have fun. It'll come. It'll come. Stay dedicated. Keep improving. Keep practicing and putting yourself out there. What if you have a slight lisp and cannot fix it? Again, there's a need for all kinds of voices, but there are exercises, enunciation exercises, that can help you fix that lisp or improve it at the very least. So don't give up. Train your voice and see what you can do about that lisp. But I think I would agree that for the most part, you will get more jobs the more kind of universal your voice is. So by having a lisp, you're definitely limiting your jobs because most projects want a voice that's understandable, and that's why enunciation is one of the keys to a good voiceover. But great question. So focus on enunciation exercises. Good advice, thank you. I get told frequently that I have a radio voice. Do you think that adds any advantage? Yes, it does. There's always a need for those kinds of voices. You would have what's called a golden voice, so a voice actor voice. So that's a very good thing. I don't have one of those voices personally. I have more of like the guy next door kind of voice. But again, like there's a need for all kinds of voices, casual, radio. But yes, definitely, you do have an advantage there. How long it takes to make good money? That depends on everybody. One person this week said they made their first 1,000 in 2 weeks. So it could be, in the matter of weeks. It could be a couple months. It depends on you as well. How quickly do you take action? How fast do you learn? Are you practicing? Are you reaching out to people? Are you improving your demo reel? Are you improving your profile? Or are you just not doing anything? So a lot of it does depend on you, what you put into it. I have a bit of an accent. I'm Serbian, but I also speak Spanish and Portuguese, so my accent is weird. That's interesting. Well, there's definitely a market for Spanish and Portuguese, and probably Serbian. I'm very confident about that. So give it a shot. Again, give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. This is a skill. Okay. For those of you guys who are still here, my phone actually ran out of battery, but I do think that this is a good time to wrap it up. If you guys have any remaining questions, please feel free to ask them. Please ask them again because the questions my chat erased. So go ahead and feel free to ask them there. But I did have a lot of fun with you guys. We're at 6,400 likes. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, being here, vibing, being a positive person. I think that that's very important, that, you know, we have a positive community, that we're constantly learning from each other, and that we're asking good questions, showing each other love and support. So that's what I'm all about. We're all about, you know, learning and sharing these opportunities. So looks like we don't have any more questions. So thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this live up. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. Art Man, thank you for that. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next live. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. This is Chris signing off.